Shalom. First and foremost, turning of all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Wakaha Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect. And the one-third remnant out there listening and doing His word with all faith and sincerity, scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth. To you, I say Shalom. Lord willing, this video is edifying. It's going to be centered around the topic of how to respond during times of adversity, right? So when the Lord is putting hell on you and you going through things and it may seem like nothing is panning out the way you anticipated, or things are, seemingly going in a direction in which you don't want it to go, right? That's simply the Lord trying us. We're going through these trials and tribulations, to test to see if, we would respond the right way, or if we'd be faithless and, do something that's not in the spirit of Yahushua, right? And the Lord has many different forms of doing this, whether it's, with your finances, financially, whether it's with your health, or, your mental. The Lord has many ways. A woman you dealing with giving you hell, baby mama drama, your child, being a demon, whatever it is, family members, whatever it is, the Lord has many ways of getting a point across to you, right? But the goal isn't to destroy you. The goal is to correct you, as almost character building moments, right? And of course, we know we are deserving of all the things in which we get from the Lord, both good and bad, right? And especially the bad. I mean, we have, countless sins that we commit knowingly and unknowingly, right? Because the battle is here in the flesh. It's not really, it's not a physical battle. It's a spiritual one, right? And it's about trying to stay as pure as possible in this impure society, right? But the secret is simply patience and trusting the process that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is putting you through, no matter how grim it may look. Because you got to think, just any situation we're going through is really easy for the Lord to bring us out of. Okay, very easy. It's a light thing for Him to change your situation. If you're behind on bills, it's a light thing for Him to give you the means in which you need to provide, right, to catch up. Or if you need a job to pay better, it's a light thing for Him to give you a pay raise, right? It's easy. And sometimes, you may do something to get in the way of that for him to do that for you at the moment or time in which you want Him to, but that don't mean that it's not going to happen, right? Especially if you correct whatever you're doing, or, sometimes it may not even be that, it may not even be necessarily something you're doing. It's just maybe not the time. Maybe the Lord want to keep you on that fire a little longer, right? This is Proverbs 3:5. Trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. And that's the thing, right? These situations that you may go through, they tempt you to overanalyze, right? And if you overanalyze, sometimes that could get you out the spirit. You're making too much of something that's really simple, or maybe you may feel like, you might got a certain deadline for something, and the Lord may not give you what you need by that time, right? So in your mind, you starting to panic, you thinking of doing things that you know you shouldn't do just to try to force the issue. But really, the key is just to sit back and just wait and be patient, no matter how long it takes. Okay? And maybe it doesn't go the way in which you expected it to go, but tough titty, right? The Lord's way is always better, and you have to acknowledge that and trust that. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Right. And that's in good and bad. Right? In all your ways, whether something good is happening or something bad is happening. Whether it's a time of prosperity or if it's a time of evil, right? You are to acknowledge him and praise him and glorify him, right? Stay true to what it is that, got us here, which is serving, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, with all your heart and soul. Okay? Through the ups and the downs, through the good and the bad. Because a lot of people, they go through it and then they get faint-hearted. This is James 1 and 2. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. Right. So when you're going through these tribulations and temptations, it's actually a positive thing. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. So the Lord is working on our patience, our ability to be long suffering, right? And in that suffering, to be still, man, and to be cool, calm, and collected. All right, to still make the right decisions, regardless of the pressure that may be building up, because it's all, it's all spiritual, right? Is meant to throw you off, meant to get you to act out of the ordinary, so to speak. Make an impulsive decision that you're going to regret later, right? That's what it's meant to do. Okay? But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Right? So you have to let the patience work, because it's refining you. It's building something in you. It's character defining moments. Okay? It's completing you. That's what to be perfect means. To be full, right? To be circumspect, right? To be complete. Okay? So the Lord is working out those infirmities in which we have and may not see. Okay? This is Romans 12 and 12. Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. Right. So in the tribulations, you still have hope and you still praying. Okay. Distributing to the necessity of the saints, given to hospitality. Right. And you still in a good spirit, regardless of what you're going through. You still keeping, you're cool, your wits, right? Almost like a poker face. Nobody should be knowing what you're going through. Wearing your pain and tribulation on your face, putting your weak spirit on other brothers and shit. Nah, man. Gird up thy loins as a man. Okay? Be going through the worst shit ever. Nobody have a clue, No, and you in a right spirit if you're going through something. Let's say you have a woman or whatever, and your woman know what you're going through, and it may look bad, it may be bad, but at the same time, because of your spirit, your energy that you putting on it, something that should be alarming to the average man, something that would be breaking the average man to you, is you just, you toughing it through. You pushing strong, you stand strong, standing tall. So your woman or your seed or, whoever's close to you gonna see it, and that's gonna give them confidence. Because, people are looking to us. Okay, if you respond panicking and tripping out, that's contagious energy. That's gonna affect your house. Right? But if you cool, calm, and collected, keeping your wits, okay, thorough, patient, you'll see that spirit also translate in your own house, all right, around the people who are affected by you in your daily life, right? Which is a way of gauging, if the spirit on you or not. This is Sirach 2:10. Look at the generations of old and see, did any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Right. And our ancestors always came through on top, man. Always came through on top. I mean, and even when they were wrong, man, the Lord gave us, endless mercies, man. Look at David. He committed 3 egregious sins, man. But guess what? The Lord still blessed him and still dealt with him because he kept his wits and he kept the faith. He kept doing what he was supposed to do regardless of him being wrong, him being in that lower state. He didn't forsake the Lord, right? He looked back on the generations of old. He looked back on our forefathers, right? And what the Lord did for them. And he believed and he had faith. And look what happened. Okay. That's just one example. You read the scriptures. There are many, many examples that you can look upon and see the same thing, man. So you got to believe that. Why would you be the exception to that rule? Right? At the end of the day, our journey is for the glorification of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Right? So when we overcome our obstacles and tribulations, the Lord gets glory. Okay? The Lord gets glory, man. Okay? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in time of affliction. So when you're going through that affliction, you got to remember who's going to get you out of it. Remember who put you there, and remember who's going to get you out of it. Okay? And the Lord, he's going to exercise these different traits while you're going through it, right? He's compassionate, merciful, long-suffering, and pitiful, right? Meaning he's, he's full of pity, right? He looks at what we're going through, and, it makes him feel bad. He doesn't want to fuck us up, but he has to. Like your parents used to say, or should have said to you, this hurts me more than it hurts you, and it really does. And when you think of it that way, the things that you do fuck up on, you be disgusted because you be like, fuck, man, how could I do the Lord like this, man? Why would I do that? Right? That's the spirit you should be in. Acknowledging and repenting from the things in which you've done to offend the Lord. Okay? And there are always things that we could do better. All right? There are always things that we could do better. We're in this flesh, man. We're in these shitty ass, weak ass bodies. We're in a world that prioritizes the flesh. So it amplifies it. Okay? You gonna fuck up. You gonna make mistakes. But what do you do when that happens? Okay? It's not about how you act when you're up, but how do you act when you're down, man? What's your spirit when you're down? Okay, that's what it's about. All right. Are you gonna get back up? Are you gonna fight? Are you gonna be a coward and let these, situations overcome you? Okay, because the Lord said He's not gonna put us through anything we cannot bear. Okay, He won't, because it's impossible for Him to lie. This is Psalms 50:15, and call upon me in the day of trouble, I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. See, so He is delivering us for Him to be glorified. Because just think about the things that you have overcome, and the things that you were delivered from. Okay, think of how hard you was praying in those moments, right? How hard you was going in those moments, and then when you finally overcome it, man, you rejoice, you happy, you smiling, you praising the Lord. The Lord sees that, man. And it's almost like a sweet incense to Him, right? He liked that. Okay, so it's He would rather deliver you from out of these situations, right? But you have to let Him. You have to let Him, man. With your patience, okay? With you being understanding, with you continuing to do the things in which you have to do, right? Pray, study, make videos, go to camp, fast if you got to, right? Keep the laws to the best of your ability, right? And watch it all unfold, man. If you here right now, you've seen a lot of shit unfold, right? It's Psalms 34:19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua delivereth him out of them all. Right. So the Lord He's gonna deliver you out of all of them, man. You're gonna come out seemingly unscathed, right? As if nothing happened. And that's going to be to the glorification of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, and those that are around you going to look and they're going to marvel, and they're going to say, truly, His power is true. Truly, the God He serves is the Most High, right? So we're down to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Rakakudah, Shua, Abba, Babal, and DTA, DTN.